Hey everybody, welcome back to JustPaid. This is your boy Harshith. I'm a growth marketer at JustPaid. I'm here with the CEO, Daniel Kivatinos, and we're here to discuss something super cool, which I just found out, and I just wanted Daniel's thoughts on that. So are you excited for what I'm about to show you, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. So, so much happening in AI. I can't keep track of everything, but it's a fun. You show me so many tools, Harshith, every week. And every week we literally, me and Harshith meet weekly and he shows me like a new tool weekly now. So it's part of the fun of working
Correct.
with you, Harshith.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and here's what's happening, all right? So I think last week you already seen Manus, right? And this is what these two brands have just launched. It's called Kairos AI. It actually learns by watching your work once and then it automates forever. So I'm just going to share the exact part where they do that. All right, I'm sharing this because it's something similar to what we're already doing, which is AI invoicing, right? So now you can actually watch this video, right? So it
Share
records
your
your
screen with
workflow
Kairos and do the
and you
tasks that
share
you
your
want to
screen,
automate while explaining what you're
you
doing,
explain
just like
everything
you would
there,
to a coworker. Kairos watches,
and now
listens,
it just
and
watches,
learns the
listens everything.
reasoning behind each action that you're doing, and then creates a fully autonomous AI agent that can replicate your workflow from end to end.
And that's Kairos. And
So that's basically what it's doing. You know what? Let me share their actual website so you'll get a better understanding here. So yeah, you can see the website, right, Daniel?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
Yes. So this one, like Kairos that automates tasks by recording your screen. So what happens here is, you're just sharing your entire workflow of, let's say, I'm on a Google Drive, or I just got an email and I have to bill our editor, or I have to bill someone. So I just get that invoice and I just upload it. I just do my natural tasks like I always usually do on my screen on my Mac. And as you can see, Kairos computer is sharing a screen. So it's actually recording the entire screen, and then it's going to review the entire automation here, and it just replicates the exact same steps. So it executes the exact same steps by itself. So I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, this is basically like browser agent, or browser use that was just launched recently, another YC company. So yeah, I just want to know what are your thoughts on this, because there are a lot of applications for this, like finance, e-commerce, HR, healthcare. So what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, there are actually a lot of these browser agents that are coming out now, and I think it's a real use case for just people working. So there are siloed old software, legacy software vendors that don't have APIs and they don't allow any. Basically, the only way to like work with these like siloed old products is using a screen scraper. And a lot of hacker type developers would use screen scrapers to grab data to take it to place it someplace else. So like this is kind of like that genre of breaking through screen scraping and like
Hmm.
having just actual just real, I would call it like practical use of like user behavior. Like if someone has old legacy, and I've spoken to real customers like this, they have legacy invoicing products and they're sending out thousands of invoices. How do we get in there to actually help them with our agent to plug it on top? Sometimes it may not be possible with just really old software. So if you
Okay.
have a browser and an agent that can drag information around, it's very possible to do repetitive tasks in a siloed system sometimes. You just launch a web browser, you go to some other site that doesn't have an API, and then you just do your repetitive task like dragging and dropping invoices out to send out to customers. So it's really powerful. I think LLMs were like
Hmm.
large language model. It's just like a statistical analysis of like a situation and like giving information on what is the next predictable like token, which is a word. I think there's large um
Action models.
action models, yeah, which is basically like it's basically an action model in a sense. It's just like following the screen, doing a repetitive task over and over again. Is it going to be a really powerful tool? The answer is yes for repetitive tasks.
Hmm.
So a person who's doing like 4 hours of work per week, suffering, like dragging invoices in and mailing them out like one by one, it's very painful. You can
Hmm.
use a product like this. Now the problem with a product like this, it might be brittle. The
Okay.
technology might be really new, meaning like if a button changes, because websites are changing all the time. We
Yeah.
redo our site a lot,
Yeah.
right? Like our website changes. If that happens, this may not be smart enough to learn the new way to do things. So you're going to have people always involved. It's almost like self-driving for like a Tesla. Like it works, but in a situation where it's raining out
Hmm.
and the cameras are blurred and it can't drive, you're going to have a human like drive the car. Here
Right.
might be something similar, but this is just like the future of like tools. You know,
Hmm.
where would I use a tool like this? I use a lot of repetitive tasks with emails that are just like kind of a waste of time. There's a lot of like emails that I get that are like just a lot of spam. If
Okay.
it was smart enough to know all the spam that I have, except for like these types of emails, you know, maybe it could do something with my email, you know,
Yeah.
but I think it's just really repetitive, basic tasks that it like handles. It's
Got it.
only going to get better and better. It's like
Yeah.
Starbucks or whatever. If you order something repetitively, there's one restaurant you order the same exact thing for the last
Hmm.
5 years. Website
Correct.
doesn't change. This
Correct.
product would be great because you could just wake up, run your script, it orders your food, and you don't have to ever worry, you know, because it's literally running the same script and it knows like, did I want this with the food? Did I not want with this the food? And you know, you just kind of add it all together and then it's like ordered. But these are really powerful tools. I do say though that this is something that I've seen tried several times, and there's a
Hmm.
lot of new companies coming out of Y Combinator. There's a lot of new companies outside of Y Combinator
Yeah.
just that are trying to get this product out there.
Hmm.
And I think the challenges are, you know, who's the user? What's the use case? There's a
Yeah.
lot of repetitive tasks out there. A lot of admin tasks can be like
Yeah.
automated. I mean, what are your
Understood.
thoughts, Harshith, on this?
Yeah, something similar there. Of course, like a lot of automated tasks, but one concern here is like, for example, like here, like HR, right? HR, as you can see, it's actually scraping through LinkedIn and GitHub. I mean, both of them again from Microsoft. So I mean, don't you think it's against LinkedIn's privacy laws that you can't just, simply go ahead and scrape everything? What happens there? I mean, are there like any kind of scraping laws, or even in Europe, there's like GDPR regulations? I mean, if it's possible to just scrape everything, then why would people even pay for paywalled content or even LinkedIn? Like, it's just bots talking to bots, right? Again, it's coming back to like the dead internet theory, where
Yeah.
we think we're talking to humans, but it's again, just talking to bots. So I think that's a
Uh,
little scary for me. Yeah.
you're right. There are like dicey areas where this product may not be following guidelines. Like if a website like LinkedIn has a specific guideline, this type of tool may not be appropriate to use there. So you're gonna have, you know, buyer beware. If you buy
Hmm.
a product like this, be careful because you might do something that's not appropriate on a site. But
Yeah.
if you're using it for internal product, like an internal product, then it's worth it. Like say you have a team that's doing like, I don't know, support emails. And it's the same thing. Everyone forgets their email, their login.
Yeah.
And you have 600 of these emails that have to go out per day. You could do it with like an AI agent. You could do it with this. You know, you can kind of say like, sort my emails. Anyone who forgot their password, send them this link. And then it just all goes out to all 600 people. But that normally might take somebody 1 hour, maybe 3 hours. I don't know. But
Hmm.
then this will just do it within seconds. So you could be like, all right, let's run script one. Script one is send out the email to everybody who forgot passwords. Script two, okay, you know, for anyone who doesn't know how to use this button in our product, send out the email for that.
Hmm.
Script three. And it could run down the line for like different repetitive tasks for support.
Correct.
Is this the end all solution for everything? The answer is no. But if
Hmm.
you're doing something all day and you've been hired for that, this is where this will come in and change the game. Like,
Hmm.
um, I do think that there are tasks that won't violate like rules as long as you're running it internally for like products. There were times in the past, like I actually had jobs, Harshith, where I would literally cut and paste things for like 2
Okay.
hours in Excel
Okay.
sheets. I'd just be like, move this here, move that there, move this here, move that there. So like, but that's like a job where this could be useful. is it going to take over the world? It's like an app. It's an app that you plug into your computer, and then it helps you with like one task. Is it going to do everything? The answer is no. Like I like ordering food is a great example, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
you know what you like, you're going to order what you like regardless. Like, and if it takes 25 clicks or 15 clicks, say your whole family, Harshith, like wants a dinner and you know exactly what they want, and it takes 25 clicks in a website, you could literally just run this script now and just be like, boom, I've got dinner, it's handled, it logged in for us, it ordered the food, I'll go pick it up. You know, and it's like one click versus 25. It's a click reduction device.
Understood.
Dragging, yeah. But I am seeing a massive trend where a lot of people are doing this. And it's like Operator from, I have not used Operator, but it's like Operator from OpenAI.
OpenAI,
It's
correct.
very similar. There were several companies that want to do this that have approached me and said, hey, how do we partner? You know,
Okay.
there are like slow, repetitive tasks for a lot of the finance side that could be
Yeah.
like solved with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
But
Got it.
it's a really cool space.
Hmm.
You know, it's a really, really cool space, and there are tools out there, and I just see more and more coming out like every single day. And I think what's going to make this space better,
Smarter
if
action
it,
models?
yeah, like smarter. It has to just be smarter, because like if you train it and it just does one thing, it's just one thing. It's like you want it to do more for you. Like when people say book a flight for me, I like to fly from here to New York City. I like to fly from here and, you know, whatever. I want to fly United to New York City. Like, is it smart enough to know not to book a $7,000 ticket? It could go click, 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 click. It's not a repetitive task enough. It's like there is some thinking involved where you have to put guidelines.
Yeah.
It's not a thinking agent. It just, food is a good example of like where this could be really useful. Like, I don't know, say you're running a nursing home, and it's like every month you order everybody the same food at the nursing home.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own order, and you have 600 patients.
Correct.
And you just get it on a, you know, a spreadsheet, and everybody checks off what they want to eat, and you go, and, you know, they're all excited at the nursing home and they all get their food. The way to order it is you just run the script and it just magically puts the order in, and you're like, every month I can just, you know, run the script. Now, if you have like 5 more patients at the nursing home, like, you know, 605 patients, now the script is broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, how do you add more people to that script? So it does, it's a brittle, there's some brittleness to it, which I think people will solve, you know.
Understood.
But, you know, there are times when you want to upload something to 5 different places, right? Like, you want this to go into your hard drive, whatever it is. Maybe it's 5 files that you just back up every month. And then you want those 5 files to go into Dropbox, and then you want those 5 files to go into box.com, and then you want those 5 files to go into whatever else. You can have it as a backup script for like an important data set. Like, that's another thing where it could be useful, because like, how do you back stuff up sometimes, right? But there are limitations to this stuff right now, like ordering a flight to New York, like buying a ticket. It's like, it may not have the insight to say, I don't want a $20,000 ticket to first class to, you know, New York, because that's just unreasonably expensive. It might just click, 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 add, go. So it's not all there yet. It's very dumb. It's very like a very dumb automation system, but it is appropriate in some cases.
Correct.
Like dragging like just files and emailing it. Like, I don't know, maybe sometimes there's like a point of doing that, but yeah. But it's fun to see this stuff. Honestly, it's like fun to see it all coming out, because like my brain is already thinking like, what do I do that's repetitive? I order breakfast sometimes like a place, and it takes about 10 clicks. Click this, don't want this, click that. And I'm like, if this would remember that, food automation, like in the United States, Instacart, DoorDash, they're huge. It's like, if that was baked in, oh man, it would just be great. Just like,
correct.
You know?
Correct. Yeah. And now I can actually envision a future version of this Like imagine Instacart, Skip the Dishes, and Uber Eats. They have their internal general agent where you just speak to it saying, hey, every Monday I need um, a smoothie from so and so place, and it's always going to deliver to you every Monday. But here the question begs here, right? So would you be comfortable sharing your credit card information to an agent, which is is placing an order on your behalf?
If I could put limits on it, yeah. If I could put like a limit and say like you cannot go past $500.
Hmm.
If it goes haywire, at least I'm just charged $500 and I could cancel it and I get like 10 or I have like 10, whatever it is, 400 smoothies. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh no.
yeah,
Like there's uh, as time goes on, trust will be built. That's where you just have to like really try this stuff out more and more. Um, they have listed on their website HR. There's a lot of repetitive tasks with HR. Like
yeah.
a repetitive task is sending an email out saying like, you look like a fit, take this
Hmm.
test.
Hmm.
I did that a lot for this company. And, for my last company, I would just say, hey, you look like a fit, take this test. You look like a fit, take this test. I did that
Yeah.
thousands of times. And then there's, you are a fit, let's talk. And then it should find a time to schedule. I don't know if it's that smart yet. It's not as smart to do that. Like, and then there's you're not a fit. Thank you so much. And then you send out the appropriate email. Um, but like there are like really repetitive tasks. They list out healthcare here. Like a repetitive task is a DICOM image or a CT scan or an X-ray comes in.
Hmm.
Do something.
Hmm.
Like, hey, repetitive automation product, do something. Like this should be reviewed by these 5 doctors because it came in from this place. Do something, and then send it. Literally downloads it, drags it into some other software, and uploads it for a radiologist to review or something like that. So
Understood. Understood.
there are like it's like a patch panel. It's like a patch panel.
Yeah.
Like it just routes. It's like
Correct.
a router. It's like routing information and like from one system that doesn't talk to another. That's where it's best. It's like this system doesn't talk to this system,
Correct.
and we need to get the data here to here really fast. And we
Yeah.
can't build an API. We don't have time to build an API
Yeah.
here to here.
Yeah.
What is it? Zapier doesn't have a connector.
Yeah.
And I want my contact information from whatever it is, this event in
Hmm.
Loomba, the software, whatever it is, like meetup.com or something. I want it placed in my address book. It could just
Yeah.
do that quick without it being a Zapier connection. So it's kind of like a Zapier in a sense. It's a connector tool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Show it something once, then I run it. Would I use something like this? The answer is yes. I 100%
Yeah.
would use something like this. Like, but is it robust enough to do smart thinking? The answer is no.
No. Yeah.
What you're saying is careful with your credit card. Like when it's dealing with money, be careful. It'll
Correct.
go haywire maybe if you put in the wrong parameters.
Yeah. That's
Um,
true. Yeah. Also, it looks like it also always needs like a starting point, like a starting a prompt, right? You have to give it a prompt and then it executes. I think the best way would be that it already thinks for itself and then execute by its own. Let's say it's looking at your calendar and then it knows, okay, Dan is going to wake up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. 8 a.m. the breakfast has to be ready, so I have to go um, you know, book the order or something like that, right? Or let's say
yeah, yeah,
something, let's say toothpaste, right? I just ran out of toothpaste. It should somehow know, or maybe a licensing software. Let's say I think a software would be a better example. I have to pay the subscription, and then it'll automatically know that I have to pay the subscription, and then it does it by itself. I think these tasks would really be super helpful. That was one section of it, and the other section I actually want to discuss with you was how Shopify has been integrating AI inside their workflow and in their organization. So this was one tweet I wanted to share with you. Yes. So this tweet actually, it's actually a leaked internal memo from the CEO of Shopify. So I think the internal members, they actually received this email. So some of them, they just leaked it. But couple pointers here. So using AI effectively is now a fundamental expectation of everyone in Shopify. So now as you can look at it, it's like they're enforcing you to use AI. And I think one summary from this was, if it can be done by AI, do not hire people. So that was something I found interesting and wanted to know your thoughts on this. What do you think?
I mean, it's really smart. I think it's really, really smart. I mean, one of the things you do, Harshith, here is you literally are thinking about that exact thing at our company. It is scary when you have companies that just say hire people, when it is like a really repetitive task. Like
Hmm.
if this type of product comes out and it's a repetitive product, why hire people? The thing is
Correct.
you have like these older companies that are not software driven.
Hmm.
Say you have like a law firm,
Hmm.
and the law firm is like, we need to cut and paste all this data from this one proprietary system to this proprietary system because we're doing all these acquisitions. We're an acquisition law firm,
Hmm.
and we need to get the data from here to here. They would
Yeah.
probably hire like an assistant to do that.
Yeah.
But like a tech forward company like Shopify is saying, no, wait. We could do that for 1/10 the cost, just looking
Hmm.
at the right tools. So I mean, I spoke about this before. It's like a K curve. So that
Okay.
K curve is, you're either growing because
Okay.
of AI or you're dying
Okay.
as a company because of, so, like a K, it's like there's two different angles in a
Correct.
K.
Correct.
You're
Correct.
either growing with AI and becoming better as a company or dying because of AI as a company. So like
Okay.
you're going to just see it very apparent happening very quickly with companies that can't navigate the shift. And, I'll give you an example in the education system.
Okay.
Like educators are like to their bone scared of ChatGPT. Yeah, there you go. There's a K. You could talk about the K curve in AI. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's going to be like survivors and like that thrive, and then there's going to be people that are going to like be really like just
Hmm.
struggling. But look at what's happening today in the education system. Like in
Hmm.
India, there's all these amazing like institutions that like
Yeah.
teach you to program and teach you all of this stuff, but they're teaching you in like older languages.
Yeah.
And then YouTube comes along and they're like, whatever, we can still teach you. YouTube is fine. It's hard to learn
Correct.
it. It
Correct.
takes time. But then like as ChatGPT came around, it's like, what is this? Like, how do
Hmm.
we compete? I've been a
Hmm.
professor for 40 years.
Hmm.
40, I know how to teach the students. I've been a professor 40 years. How could ChatGPT
Hmm.
teach them better than me? We are not
Correct.
using ChatGPT in our university. When a
Okay. Okay.
professor says something like that,
Hmm.
it scares me and the K curve
Hmm.
because they're not going to embrace and navigate the new technology that is going to, it's just there now. And you have to learn how to navigate with it. In a
Okay.
K curve, you have the survivors and the that thrive. Shopify is clearly going to be a survivor because they're learning like what are those tools. So it's an exercise and like you have to test everything out. And you're doing that. Harshith is the person in our company. He's testing all the AI tools all of the time and looking at them and saying like, what can we use internally? You're doing that here, Harshith. So you're doing exactly what Shopify is doing. But there are
Correct.
companies that'll say, Harshith, no,
Hmm.
that's bad. That's going to take away our job.
Hmm.
That's going to take away our job. And we do it this way. That's really bad. Stop. Like, don't do it. And then you're going to say, okay, I won't do it. And then like the company is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And, I think if you take either perspective, it's really bad to not learn the new technology. It's like when Google first came out saying, don't use Google. Like,
Hmm.
we use books. Don't use Google. We're
Yeah.
using books
Yeah.
in our class. Do not use Google. It's like it's just new technology. You have to embrace it. But there are very hesitant spaces that
Hmm.
don't want to use AI.
Yeah.
Um, you know, healthcare is known for being slow moving, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe they're not embracing it as fast. Like
Hmm.
finance sometimes is slow moving. Maybe they're not to, embrace this. There is some finance that's very tech forward. There is some healthcare that's very tech forward. Education, like what does it mean for our education system? Like, if a school doesn't use AI, it puts them at a disadvantage to a school that does use AI. So,
Yeah.
uh, Shopify is a really good example of the K curve in what's happening. Like when you show me things weekly, I'm like, okay, I'm just processing it very quickly and saying like, how would
Hmm.
Harshith use this? How would the other team members on our team use this product? Like someone came to me and said, let's use, what is that developer tool that everybody's using now? I forgot the name already.
NA10. NA10.
Not at NAN. We're using, all the developers are using these developer
V0.
tools.
V0.
Not V0. We're using other developer tools. Cursor.
Lovable cursor. Oh, cursor.
Cursor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone in our
IDE.
company that's a developer
Yeah.
uses Cursor. And it just
Yeah.
happened really quick. It was just like boom,
Yes.
overnight. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was you or someone else who told me to use Cursor, but we just bought it for one
Yeah.
person in the
Yeah.
company. And then suddenly like everybody was like on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, when it works, it works. Like it just
Yeah.
like it's these really pivotal. And if Cursor doesn't work for us, we'll literally change on a dime. There's another one
Yeah.
out there now that
Yeah.
people are
There's a
telling me about.
windsurf.
I'm like,
Windsurf. Windsurf.
Windsurf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's better? I don't know. But like, I think we would just switch over very quickly if like Windsurf just worked better. So
No,
like
I think
that is
cursor
the
is the
scary
best.
thing. What's that?
Cursor is the best. Cursor is the best yet.
But if there is something better, like we're just gonna pick that. That's why I think
Exactly.
like, you're showing tools every day, every week to me, and I'm like, whatever you're using more and more, Harshith, like it
Yeah.
propagates internally. Like I've used a lot of tools because of you. It's just like we're just getting better every week with all of the tools, and every week there is a new tool coming out. So it's like
Correct.
Shopify is on the K curve going up.
Yeah.
I worry about law firms that they refuse to
Hmm.
use it. Like they're not going to be able to compete long term. Like they're
Yeah.
not, or if
Correct.
there's like like a university in India that's like, we're not going to use AI.
Yeah.
What does that mean for them? Like,
Hmm.
and it's coming from professors that have been, if you have the mindset of a professor, if you go back, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you've been doing something 40 years this way,
Yes. Yes.
you're so like in it that way.
Hmm.
It's not even, you can't even think about it. You're like, that's not the
Hmm.
right way to teach.
Correct.
It's just a different world for them. So I'm like, there's going to be a lot of companies that just are hurting, and we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see it. It's playing out right now. It's even Google, like search, it's down. Like the search results are down. Like what is Google doing? Google is fighting a good fight now. They're doing it. They
Yeah.
have Gemini. They're doing a lot. But if they didn't do that, they would be hurt bad. And they're very nimble. They get it. They're shifting. I would put them on the upper side of the K curve. They're doing whatever they can to like be a really nimble, innovative company. But
Yeah.
like if you look at other companies, are they doing that? Like you're going to see companies that are not doing that. Like what does this mean for the movie industry? What does it mean for, if the movie industry embraces it, that's great. If they fight it, that worries me. I'm like, they might be fighting it, right? Like they may not want to use that tech. They're like, we don't want to use virtual actors. But what does that mean for the movie company that does use virtual actors? Like, right? Like they might do better stuff. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not making movies, but it's like it's going to disrupt that industry really fast. Like,
Correct.
To do this stuff differently, but it's definitely an interesting time. And I think Shopify is a great company. So
Yeah.
we should do what they're doing. And you do it all the time. You're like, why don't we try this tool? Like you're naturally doing it, Keith, but some bigger companies don't do that. They kind of just do their work. They can't use the tools, and they're just they say that you're a large finance company, like a large financial bank, and you're just like, let's just wait and see what happens. And they don't change. What does that mean for them? Like they're missing out on something. And then there's another bank that does use AI. It's like they're not missing out on something.
Exactly. And actually, two last things I wanted to show you. We're okay. So this one, is this visible? Is this screen visible to you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that's Cursor. So years from 1 million to 100 million ARR. So Cursor, it only took 1 year. It just took 1 year to reach 100 mil for Cursor. This was Wiz, Deal, Together, Core, OpenAI, and DocuSign. So I think this is the craziest part then. And I mean, how could a startup just, start like 1 year ago and then just make 100 million ARR? Isn't this like crazy to you? I mean, you've been in the startup, ecosystem. You've been in SF for, forever now, right? So what are your thoughts on this? Like, is this time span going to decrease even more?
Um, I think the amount of people might decrease. Like,
Hmm.
Cursor is a really small team. It's like 15 people, right?
Hmm.
Or 10 people or 8 people.
Yeah,
Like, we spoke to Finbar on our podcast, right?
yeah,
Finbar has been on our podcast and he said there's going to be the $1 billion valuation, like one person startup.
yeah.
It might be possible to have like a 3-person, 10-person $1 billion startup, and then you get to like that revenue really, really fast.
Hmm.
They're doing it at Cursor. It's possible.
Yeah.
But when a tool is so good, people just want to use it. Like, when a tool is that good, people just want to use it. Like,
Hmm. Correct,
but
correct.
they hit product market fit really, really fast. OpenAI took
Yeah,
them time. It took them time to like figure out their way and like
yeah,
understand, oh, this is like really working for people. So it did take them a little bit of time.
yeah.
But like, Cursor, right place, right time, right technology, right team, everything was completely aligned and they just like hit it out of the park like so
Yeah.
fast. So it is possible to do it with less people and even maybe get more revenue. If there was
Hmm.
like a magic tool that did so much more work for you,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Correct.
let's say somebody builds I don't know, a robot for $20
Hmm.
and it does all of your laundry for you perfectly,
Hmm. Hmm.
better than you could. You'd
Yeah.
hit $1 billion. You'd
Yes,
hit
yes,
$1
yes,
billion
yes,
like really, really
yes.
fast. And it might be possible in the future. So it's like,
Yeah.
it sounds crazy, but like people are building robots and they're trying to make them cheaper, and people are building software and they're trying to do it in like really good ways. It's just right place, right product, right market, but it wasn't like this just happened overnight. It was
Hmm.
decades of like people building
Yeah.
infrastructure, getting everything in place, the internet's being laid out, and then
Correct.
like Amazon and all the
Yeah.
infrastructure, and then like you have like the
The payment
OpenAI
gateways.
building infrastructure, and then Cursor just layers on top of OpenAI, and like
Correct.
it suddenly all aligns to that really
Correct. Correct.
fast
Correct.
revenue growth. So it's very possible for like lots of people to do that.
Yeah. And one another thing, yeah, it was this one, right? Because you're talking about Hollywood, so everybody knows Tom and Jerry, right? Tom and Jerry, like one of the favorite cartoons.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing here, it's not an actual episode from Tom and Jerry. This is completely AI generated, and they're using something called they actually have this new training model which they're actually using. And now you can build 1 minute long videos, right, with this. And this is literally like changes everything. Like 1 minute, yeah, it's called test time training. It's called TTT layers to pre-train transformer. And and then you fine tune it to a 1 minute Tom and Jerry cartoon. And then it just makes the entire cartoon. I mean, it's just crazy, right? It just you can see sometime, I mean, here, as you can see, like Tom's eye is kind of missing.
Yeah.
Little small tweaks there, right? I mean, right? Yeah, you can see
I mean,
that.
it's a new world. It's a new world
Yeah,
where like before you had like Hollywood and Bollywood, right? Hollywood and Bollywood like basically controlled a lot of the movie industry.
yeah,
What is gonna happen, it might be more like Spotify,
mm,
where you can have people that are not signed to a label creating movies that are like mega hits. So
mm,
say there's one guy in India
yeah,
and the guy says, I have this idea for like a new movie and it's going to be like this. And, if they could do that, you're going to have
yeah,
such crazy experiences. Like and movies coming out,
Correct.
but it's gonna, it's gonna be more like Spotify. Like you can bypass the large incumbents that block you from creating
Correct.
some mega hits. It's definitely a strange new world. I mean, what does it mean for every actor out there? It's a different that is an industry that may change drastically, but there is something to the human being on screen.
Hmm.
Like people, so like
Hmm.
you might get disconnected from some of the AI. Like
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe there's a cobweb on a
Hmm. Hmm.
flower, and like
Hmm.
AI makes things a little too perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's like you get these like too perfect movies that are they.
Hmm.
Some people want to see that because it's a great movie and the storyline is great, but then sometimes you want to see a real person on
Hmm.
screen because you just want that feeling of reality. I
Hmm.
don't know if real movies are going to go away. I just think you can do like movies that would never be created will have a chance now to thrive because they didn't have a chance before. And
Correct.
it's, the same thing. It's rattling the movie industry. It's rattling like the music industry. But again, like I've listened to some of this AI music that's out there.
Hmm.
It's just reworking what was already there. So it's not
Correct.
actually
Correct.
creating new stuff. It's just
Yeah.
it's creating like similar-ish music as what's out there.
Yeah.
Um, so, newer music that's coming out from humans are gonna really, it's gonna still be there. I think it'll just be like there will be more AI music. There'll be way more AI movies. If you want like a soundtrack, this is where like some of, you have these stock photo companies out there. They kind of have to like make sure they're okay because like you could just use a AI to create a photo for fractions of a penny versus having to buy it on a stock photo site.
Hmm.
There's a lot of changes happening there that are just very disruptive. So, what does it mean for the modeling industry? What does it mean for like the movie industry? What does it mean for the music industry?
Yeah.
What does it mean for like, interior designers? Like, there's so much that is changing so fast. Like, people need to work with it. And I look at movies now and I'm like, have they used AI in this movie?
Hmm.
Everybody used CGI and it just became a thing, right?
Yeah.
CGI just
Yeah.
was embraced and it
Yeah.
saved on cost because you didn't have to like have thousands of people on a staff. Like, in a movie, you could just have
Yeah.
AI generated people, that sort of thing. They're
Exactly.
going to embrace it. Maybe they'll have real human actors inside of AI generated
Yeah.
like spheres also. So they'll figure out
Correct.
creative ways to use it. But if you're like, I refuse to use this, people will
The
still
cake come
like the
again.
type of movies. But,
Yeah.
if you need to use it, would you really want to like, I don't know, crash a plane? That's it's millions of dollars. It's so much money. It's
Hmm.
like just use
Hmm.
CGI, just
Hmm.
use AI. Like you can use those tools for doing it for like 5 cents. If
Yeah.
you need to have like, big theatrical things, like you can debate, do we do it this way? Do it that way? But AI is not going to solve all problems or solve all of it for those industries. So
Hmm.
there'll always be people involved. They'll always have real actors. They'll have real voice actors. They'll have real musicians. They'll have real artists. Even the AI generated artwork that's out there, it's not new. It's kind of like taking what exists and like reworking it for like it just keeps, you kind of can tell what's AI, right? You can kind of tell. You just see it. I was looking at one guy who was generating all of these AI videos of himself on YouTube and on
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yeah. Is it
Something was
Varun
off.
Varun Maya? Varun Maya? You're referring to that guy? Varun Maya,
No, no,
who
no, no,
just
no. Not even a famous guy. He is
okay.
not famous at all. He
Okay.
just keeps posting one video per day. And I'm like,
Okay.
you could just tell his mouth wasn't real. You could just,
Mhm.
his script was too perfect.
Okay.
He knew
Okay. Okay.
exactly what to say, when to say it, almost like a robot. And I'm like, there's something to be said for like the
Yeah.
imperfections. It's a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Like authenticity.
Yeah, there's an authenticity that people want so that, you're not going to get a fully AI driven world.
Yeah.
It's going to be there, but it's like CGI. It's like self-driving cars. It's like planes with autopilot. It's just going to enhance the people that are using it. Like a pilot who's tired can put on autopilot take 2 minutes to whatever, grab a coffee, and then
Yeah.
just go back to like flying the plane. Like it
Yeah.
just enhances our lives and it makes you faster. I'll tell you, it made you really fast, Harshith, in the company. You do a lot more work.
Correct.
It would have
Correct.
taken you hours. Some of the stuff you do, it would have taken you like hours and hours and hours. And you're just like, nope, I'll just do it
Yeah.
in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like 1 hour. And you've
Correct.
just done like 20 hours of work. And I
Yeah.
see it just from you doing it. And I'm like, you're just fast and efficient.
Correct.
Movies don't have to take 5 years, maybe. Maybe they just do
Yeah.
all the video shooting in like 3 weeks. And then they layer in the CGI and and the AI, and it's like a movie's out in 3 months versus a 3-year project,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
They could do things faster. So it's going to
Correct.
be, I don't know. I see the positives. It's a really, really positive, a real positive to like have this type of technology. I do think like it does scare the movie industry and it scares the
Mm-hmm.
music industry.
Hmm.
Rightfully so. So like they should look at it and process it and see like how it's going to affect them also. So, but it's an exciting new world, honestly, Harshith. All this stuff you're showing me is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I think I just love these sessions and all the viewers as well. Thank you guys generally for watching because we will be sharing a lot of informational content and basically we're trying to open source our knowledge, learning with you guys together. Yeah, any last, pointers that you wanted to share before we end the session for this one?
Not really. I think we went through a lot. So it was a lot of fun talking about
Absolutely.
the new tools and like things that are changing. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, guys, we actually launched our newsletter, so go ahead, do subscribe to that. We're just dropping the link down below. And see you guys in the next one. We are Just Paid, transforming your billing from weeks to one day and effortlessly streamlining your invoice process with our solutions. So go ahead and check our website out as well. Thanks again for watching.
awesome.